Baby girl, worthy woman, every one of us is worthy. I know your life, I felt your pain. I know your joys and your shame. Sometimes it feels like life walks over you, or like you're a penny on the ground. But either on the ground or in your purse, the smallest piece still holds its worth. Every one of us is worthy. Don't you be, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby, girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Worthy of love, worthy of life. Worthy of saying no when something don't feel right. This is a song for you. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining episode 6. I'm just sharing to my page and to my pages. So please, can you share with your friends while I do the same, and then we'll meet back in about a minute. Thank you. Ups and downs that life will put you through. So listen up to this truth. You are me and I am you. Every one of us is worthy. Yeah, baby girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Baby girl, worthy woman. Every one of us is worthy. Hello. Thank you so much for being on time, bang on time, man. This is really exciting. I'm always so excited when I go live and then I see people join. It's like, yay, people came back. Anyways, thank you very much for joining the Woman Experience with Goretti. We're on episode 6. So we're kicking it. We're holding on. We're being consistent. This is good. And thank you for the regular viewers who always tune in. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Today, for those who are new to us, because I see a few new names. Hi Tessie, hi Collie, hi Sha, hi Momo, hi Sandy. Thank you all so much. So for the benefit of people who are tuning in for the first time, the idea of this show was birthed from the feedback that I've gotten over the years, and most recently couple of months ago, since the movie Woman has been streaming on STV in Cameroon. So Woman is a movie we shot a few years ago, and the topics that were portrayed in the film are still very, very topical. So we decided that instead of just keeping these conversations between private text messages or just on like social media DMs, let's just bring it to a wider platform where we all can benefit from it. So that's why we are here with the Woman Experience. So thank you again for tuning in. All these new people. Hi, Daisy. Oh, welcome to the show. My guest for today is Solantine Egbe. For those who don't know Solantine Egbe, she is like a mega superstar in Cameroon. This girl has been able to literally put all the naysayers to naught and just pushed her way through and placed and carved a niche for herself that is really admirable. That's is something that I greatly admire about her, and it was such a pleasure when she agreed to be on the show. She also featured in our film Woman. She had a really a small role, but very significant, and she pulled it off brilliantly. She played the role of Lydia, who was the friend of the girl who played the mistress, Rachel. Solantine and I have been chatting, so we've been via this medium, just testing and making sure everything is fine, and everything has been fine until about 15 minutes ago, where for some reason we completely lost audio. We have been back and forth trying to figure it out. We have been Googling, we have called people, we still can't, for some reason, get the audio on. So we are hoping, she's still working behind the scenes to try and figure it out, because literally 15 minutes ago, I mean, superstitious as I am, I was like, hey, wish people have struck Solantine, because this is not normal. But we're hoping that it's just a technical glitch, and we were just not being very techy or tech savvy, and hopefully with a bit of investigations, we'll be able to sort that out. Thank you very much. I know Tessie says a few years ago, and it's still trending. Glory be to the team, glory be to God. Anyway, so I'm gonna, before I bring Solantine, for those who are very new to this, I don't know if you've seen this beautiful, beautiful girl, that beautiful girl on screen, that's Soli Egbe, and I'm gonna try and connect her. And let's just, please keep fingers crossed for me, please. Soli. Oh my gosh, I still can't hear you, darling. I still can't hear Solantine. That is crazy, isn't it? So she can hear me very well. She can hear me really clearly, but I can't hear her. And the audio is, the picture is perfect for Boya tonight. But because there's been no glitches since we've been having this conversation, because we logged in about 7 o'clock, quarter past, and then we logged in again around 7:30, and it's been fine. It's just this audio that's just gone off. So if anybody knows how to make this work, Soli is using a PC. If you know what could have gone wrong, please just send us a message so that we try and figure it out, please. Thank you. So Soli, I'll just take you off the stream while you continue to try and figure it out, and I hope that somebody will be able to help us with how to, some techie person will come around and tell us what to do. Thank you. See, she's ready, you know, made up, dressed up, everything, and then this audio has just gone. Anyway, we'll keep our fingers crossed. So with Solantine today, we were just going to be talking about her as an actor, an entrepreneur, you know, as a commercial model, as the star that she is, you know, as the film producer that she is. And she was just going to tell us a bit more about her work. But again, I don't know what's happening. But so in the absence of Solantine, what I've just decided to do, spur of the moment, is just to throw the conversation out there, and let's just get on with it. And I'm hoping that Solantine can connect at some point. So hi Adeline, welcome. Where is she, Boya? She's in Moliko. Do sign language, right? This is when such skills are needed. And I don't know how to do it, but I'm calling on any techies out there. She's using a PC, like I said. The audio was fine, then she tried to connect to her earphones, and then, which we thought would have been better, so that the audio would be louder, and then we can't hear Solantine again. So if you know, I beg, if you sabi tech, you're in Cameroon, call Soli. So let's figure this out. Hello, Angel Michelle. Welcome to the show. You're very new. Yeah, thank you very much for joining the Woman Experience today. Hello, Antoinette. Oh, wow, so many new people today. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So let's get on with it. So some of the questions I was going to be talking to Solantine, because there's a lot of controversy in the Cameroon film industry, in the sense that, like with any business place or any place of work, or just life in general, there's a lot of cliques that tend to be formed, and if you are part of the entertainment industry of any sort, I'm sure you agree with me that cliques is a thing. And I don't know, in the corporate world, for those who are in the corporate world, can you tell us as well if that's a thing, if that's something you've experienced? Like, we wanted to know how we as a woman, you know, we handle cliques. How do we handle cliques? Do we is there anything that we can share that can benefit everyone that's watching? And also, if you think that this is a conversation that you're very interested in, I'll be looking at the comments. Just let me know in the comments. I'll send you the link, and you can join us if you're ready to speak spontaneously. Let's make it conversational. Let's make it spontaneous. So if you want to be part of the show, since sadly Solantine is facing whatever it is she's facing right now, just please send me a message or leave a message right there in the comments, because I can see the comments as they go up, and then I'll add you. I'll just send you the link, add in, and let's have this conversation. So it's just not me, because I'm sitting here like, oh my god. So yeah, so please do join. So hello Felix, hello Cynthia, hello Honorine. Welcome to the show. Hello Franca. Oh my god, so many new people. Hello Tina. Thank you all for tuning in, but we have to find a way to keep this conversation going. So it's really been last minute that we found ourselves, but like the group queen says, hey, the show must go on. So if you want to be a part of the show now, just let me know, and I'll invite you straight away, and you join the conversation, and we get on with it. Yeah. Do I have any yeah, I want to invite my audience, but I want to invite my audience in a way that I have them on screen as well. So how do I bring my audience on camera? I don't know, but I need to find a way to, I need you to indicate so I can send you the invitation, and then you just click in and you join the conversation. So, hey, if you want to be on the show, Adeline, should I send you the invitation? I'm going to be sending it via Facebook Messenger. So if you want me to send it to you, I'll send it to you right away. I'll start with Adeline, who seems to be showing a bit of interest, if she's available to join. So how do I do this? Let's see. I think I've sent it to you. I'll send it to you. So if you can click on that link, Adeline, yeah, that will be good. So you can join us. Hi, Susan. Hi, Branch Obi. Thank you for joining. Oh my gosh. Oh, great. Hey, see, I like smart girls. Hi. Thank you for saving your day.
I was not looking forward to this, but I'm here.
Yeah, that will be good. So you can join us. Susan. Hi, Branch. What are you watching me on? Oh my gosh.
I think you can invite as many girls as possible, so you have a party.
Hi. Yes. What are you watching me on so that I can? It's echoing. You stop the screen or mute it, and then that will be good. So you can join us. What are you watching me on? Oh my gosh.
I think you can invite as many girls as possible, so you have a party.
Adeline, can you hear me? What are you watching me on so that I can? It's echoing. It's echoing, so you need to switch that off.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I was watching you. I was watching us.
You were watching us. That's right. Okay, let me see. I'm bringing Soli again. Let me just try. Soli. Oh my gosh, still can't hear Solantine. This is crazy. We've been talking, and it's been going really well. And then around 8:45, this thing, the audio just, I can't hear you at all, darling. No. Anyway, Adeline, so let's skip it. So if anyone else, please, wants to join the conversation, just let me know, and I'll add you to the stream. So today, one of the things we're going to be talking about with Solantine, with Soli Egbe, is it's cliques, because we find that it's such a big issue with us in the entertainment industry. I don't know about you guys in the corporate world. So this is a conversation that I wanted us to have, like, how has she been able to navigate, because she's done an excellent job of literally carving her own niche. She's become a producer and a comedian. So we just wanted to find out, like, you in the corporate world, or just generally in life, you know, there are cliques. I mean, for the benefit of people who don't know what a clique is just a group of people who are who are friends, oftentimes not necessarily friends, but their friendship is characterized by things like meanness. Like, they want no one else to join their clique. They they hold some kind of stupid loyalty among themselves, and then they tend to be very mean to people. You know, like those popular girls in secondary school or high school, or those ones who over sabi wherever they are, even now as adults, you know. So those are cliques. So have you had a chance to deal with cliques? How have you dealt with it?
I think every woman out there has got a clique. I know in the corporate world we don't call it a clique that way. We call it a network. You have your network, meaning you have a set of people that you're comfortable working with, and a set of people that you run things with as soon as they come up. For
Mm-hmm.
example, today I was speaking with one of my clients, and my husband said, talk partner, that we sometimes call it in the corporate world, your talk partner,
Mm-hmm.
meaning someone that you bounce things with. And yes, sometimes it is we are mean as well, meaning as soon as someone who is not part, who do not think like us, or who is not on the same opinion as
Mm-hmm.
we are, try to get into our network, we get all protective, and we go talking about that particular person.
Mm-hmm.
So a good example is today, whereby we're trying to manage a crisis, and another guy who is part of our global team is trying to do some of the job that we are supposed to do in our own section. So he's not part of our clique. He might have had some very good contribution to
Mm-hmm.
bring to the solution or to the problem that we're trying to solve. But just because it was coming from him,
Mm-hmm.
we found it, we resisted accepting it entirely. Not because it wasn't a good idea, but simply because it's not part of the clique kind of
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
but then okay, so what is stopping you? Is it that all of you just decided that, oh, no, 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 we don't want to hear from this person, we don't care even if they're giving the most valuable piece of advice, we don't want to hear from this person just because they are that person? Is no one of you in that circle thinking that, hey, even if this person is not part of us, maybe it's time we opened up to make that person a part of, to listen to what that person has to say at the very least?
I think sometimes the reason why people decide to um, alienate, sometimes the reason why people decide to leave some other people out of their network or out of their clique is, it could be attitude, it could be that you have a very I don't want to say nasty or bad attitude, but there's that synchronization is not there. One, another thing is the other person might just be too smart, and you're thinking, no, because he's too smart, he's going to steal your shine. And then the third reason could be just pure jealousy, and the fourth reason could be you're trying to protect your space, and you do know that once that particular person get onto your space, he's going to get it or she's going to take your space. So you want to guard it. So
So
sometimes you do it because you want to protect yourself more than anything else. And although you do know that they have good ideas that they can bring on board, you always know that you can look for ways to get his idea without necessarily bringing him into your network per se.
hmm. So it means that, so anyway, when it once it's called a clique, it's just it has a negative connotation to it
Yes.
once it's a clique, because all those reasons that you're giving of why cliques are formed, you understand, is definitely not beneficial to even the other people who may be sitting and envying them and say, oh my god, I wish I belonged to that popular group. It's probably not even beneficial to them, because they are that insecure among them.
Yeah, I think insecurity plays a very key role in
Mhm,
clicks. And
mhm,
talking about the entertainment industry, I might not be in the entertainment industry per se, but
mhm.
at a certain point, I find myself, because of course I am the founder and CEO of Faba Freak Magazine,
Yes,
and
you
Faba Freak Magazine is, yeah, you might have forgotten that Faba Freak Magazine is about it's about 70% entertainment
are. Mhm,
and 20% corporate and business. So
mhm,
I do come in contact with a lot of, let's put it, celebrities, a lot of
mhm,
people in the entertainment industry, be it actors or musicians. And in fact, whatever they do interests me. I find it interesting because that is a circle where I operate in a way.
Mhm.
Fabric
Mhm.
magazine could be 40% of my business, but it's the longest, I've been in that
Yeah,
sector for such
longest
a long
running.
time, 10 years rolling. So I do see all the cliques, and it has made it really difficult for me sometimes to clearly, or maybe bias, I'll say, but to clearly support, purely because sometimes you feel, there's this loyalty that you have to be loyal. So yeah,
But that's
the
a
right.
shame, isn't it? That's a big
It's a
shame.
shame.
I mean, for
It is.
anybody else who's currently watching in now and has something to add, please just indicate again in the comments so that I can send you the link and we join in the conversation. But are they so now you probably you uh, at the line. You
Yeah,
are part you admitting that obviously you probably have your own cliques, right?
yeah.
um Now there are probably other cliques that you look at that you probably admire, that or you admire, even though you should probably shouldn't, but you do admire or may want to be a part of them, or who have probably been kind of bullied you, how have you been able to handle those, especially in the corporate world that you are? Because
Um, you know, managing bully in the industry,
mm-hmm.
managing bullies. Let me put it bullies because it
A big
is
thing.
not just one. It's a lot. You find them a lot over the past 4 years. I would say I have learned. I mean, I have learned how to play the corporate politics, as we call it,
Mm-hmm.
learning the skills to navigate your ways around such people is
Mm-hmm.
truly important.
Mm-hmm.
My last full-time job before I actually went full swing self-employed,
Mm-hmm.
I was, say, unfairly dismissed because there was this clique of bullies at work,
Mm-hmm.
and the things I could do were never ever assigned to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it was always assigned to someone else, no matter at what point I expressed my interest to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can't fight them. Most often you cannot fight them because these guys or these girls are people who have learned the game earlier, and they
Mm-hmm.
have been able to build or to be amongst the 20% of to be friends with the 20% of decision makers in the sectors.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very tolerant. I am a
Mm-hmm.
very tolerant person, and I let go a lot of things, and
Mm-hmm.
I've also developed some thick skin around me. Sometimes, as you've mentioned, you look at a clique and you say, I truly want to be part of this group because I kind of like what they're doing. But then what gets me going or what keeps me going is looking back at the things that I've achieved on my own and with my team, and
Mm-hmm.
also creating a difference between the things that I am achieving now, the
Mm-hmm.
things that those in the cliques are achieving, and the things that I want to achieve. So putting my vision or my objectives, my vision in front has truly helped me to give a blind eyes or a deaf eyes to what other people are doing. And I've been able to, in the last 2 years, I've been able to build a network of very strong women with
Mm-hmm.
whom I have very sensible conversation, with
Mm-hmm.
whom I feel very comfortable to reach out to them and just talk to them and tell
Mm-hmm.
them, hey, this is a situation. How do we deal with this? So
Okay,
it's about.
Adele, you've
Mhm.
taken us into a different part of the conversation now because we've brought in bullying. And luckily for you, you are a strong woman in the sense that, I mean, for those who are not watching, this lady is a CEO. She wears so many hats. She runs a media um, outfit. It really corporate media. She's the CEO of Fab Freak Media Group, right? That's it. Did
Yes,
I get it right? I did.
that's it.
Fab
Yes,
Africa
that's it.
Media Group, and she's very, very, very powerful in the corporate communications world. But for you as a woman to achieve that, I mean, you must be almost immune to things like that. Those kind of things, they probably don't
Yeah.
they don't
Yes.
cut your skin at all. You
Mhm.
you have been able to. You must be also very politically savvy, because you need to be able to understand the world that you're in. But if you're a normal me and you, like that's a maybe like you're a fear because like earlier today I was talking to a friend, an older friend who has worked at a company for about 4 years, and then this nurse has just come on and is bullying her specifically, and she's taking it to HR, and HR is playing a game. I mean, I had to give her my own advice. But for somebody like that who doesn't want stress, who is saying things like, look, if they stress me, I'm out, I'm not ready for this. How do you advise her to deal with that, short of leaving a job that she absolutely loves and has given her best for 4 years?
I think sometimes in life, or most often in life, we always have to put our sanity first. We have to put our well-being in front at all times. Some things are better left, because if you're not strong enough, you will not be able to resist. So the first thing you need to do is you need to understand why that person is actually bullying you, because the most important thing is that you're able to have identified that you're being bullied, and this is something that you might have gone to HR and try to talk things with HR. Most often we say HR is there for the employees, but we all know that HR is there for the business. HR is there for the company, because HR will never ever compromise her job because she's trying to protect, the staff. They try to do it in a very technical way, diplomatic way, but we all know. So the first thing for you to do is to identify why this is happening. It's just like you speak to your son or your daughter at home when she tells you, "Mommy, I am being bullied." So once you've identified why, and you try to have a conversation with this person, I personally, I would love to say the most wonderful strategy that I've used in the past is to find their weakness. When you find their weakness, you are not using their weakness against them, but you're using their weakness to pull them towards you. Once they understand that there is this particular aspect of their life, there's this particular thing that is their weakness, and that you are a force, you are that person who can help them with, they are automatically drawn to you. Sometimes you can remember, Goretti, in the past, there was this one person who used to be your arch enemy, quarreling all the time, and then all of a sudden, you're best of friends. You see what I mean? So it is the same. It is the same. You just need to know how to capture this information and use it as a tool. And you have to be genuine about it. Because if you're not genuine, they're going to source you out. And if they source you out, it's going to be worse.
Yeah. So Tessie says, well, I think you manage work bullies by standing out. When you know your stuff, they shy away. This in the corporate world.
Please bring Tessie on.
Yeah.
Send her the link.
Tessie, let her indicate and I'll send her the link straight away. So Tessie, I mean, I hear you. Mimi says, I think for many decades now, women have been fighting their way out of the corner office, or should I say women job, and taking their places in the corporate and business world. We are making great strides, ladies, and we will continue to as we bridge the gap. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with what Mimi is saying, but I'm saying that when push comes to shove, when you find yourself in that environment, how do you deal with bullies? Because we've kind of taken the conversation away from cliques to bullies, which is very interrelated. So we'll focus on that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was trying to bring Solantine, but for some reason she's gone again. Anyway, Mimi says, I beg, I am HR, so take it easy. And she says, Tessie, I'm going to bring you, I'll send you the link. So Adeline, let's take it away from the corporate world now. You and I are girls, right? You and I are young girls living life as it is. And obviously, you and I, so I really want you to take it completely away from that corporate world and just bring it to real life as a woman. How are there cliques? Are there current cliques that you look at and think? Because once it's a clique at the line, it's negative. It's negative because cliques tend to be bullies. the bullies, and then they try and be in your face. They provoke, and they are bullies. That's what cliques tend to be. And there's some cliques within the friendship circle that, if you were to advise people within a clique, what would you say first before I ask the next question?
The first thing I'll say is identity. I believe everybody needs to own their identity, their personality. Everybody needs to live in their shadow. Before you, if you are part of a clique, make sure if somebody closes their eyes, think of you, there is that one thing that they think about you without associating it to the other person. So you must own yourself.
Sorry, if I get it right, without associating it to the other members of your clique.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's the first thing. Because if you don't have an identity, then if I think of Goretti and I'm only thinking, when I close my eye and I see Goretti, the next person I see is Adeline. The next person I see is Bridget. The next person I see is Susan. The next person I see is Pamela. The next person I see is, it is wrong because I can't think of that one thing that is Goretti's. That one thing that makes Goretti to stand out without associating her to the other members of her clique. So if you're part of a clique, it is perfect. It is fine to be part of a clique. But don't you work as a group to achieve something as a group without you making sure you have that one thing that is you. That one thing that if they close their eye, they say, oh, wow, Adeline Fabric magazine.
So so Adeline, basically, you're saying that people come together to form a clique because they are all very insecure in their individual personality.
Oh, yes,
and then there is like some leader among them whom they are literally trying to kiss ass, if I can say that, or ass with to identify.
Definitely. If I have a group of friends that they call us the Birmingham girls, and many of them, my husband will say, oh, I see why you don't want to go to the party because the Birmingham girls are not going to be there. Oh, I see why you don't want to go there because he for a very long time associated me with the Birmingham girls and say when the Birmingham girls are not around, you become a totally different person. And sometimes that was true. That was true. But over the years, what we've tend to do, all of us, is we've tend to bring up, excel in the different things that we do, create our own identity, become our own people. Now we are doing our things. We are doing us. You see what I mean?
Individually.
Yes, individually. And we still come together as that group of powerful women. And we do things like Zoom party now that they're shut down, like away day, so yeah.
No, but then you've been able, I think that's a bit of an oxymoron in the sense that you say you've been able to do your own things individually, but then you still come together and do it and host Zoom parties. Tessie is backstage though. Tessie, I'm bringing you on in a second. So are you saying that still tells me in my mind that you're still not separated, you're still very reliant on each other, or are you saying that you've clearly separated, you've just found a way to maintain the friendship?
I think you're right, and I think your point is right and wrong. I'll answer it two ways. Yes, we are separated, okay, and we all do different things, but it doesn't stop us from being a clique. It doesn't stop you, Goretti. When you look at me, it doesn't stop you from thinking of Rachel or Belinda or Mirabe or you know some of the people that form part of my clique. It will never stop you. But when you see me, you still see Adeline, you still see Fabric magazine, you still see you see the different things that I do that makes me me. Hi, Tessie.
Hi, Tessie. Welcome. Thank you for offering to join us. Can we hear you?
Can I leave you now or I stay?
Why? No, stay for a bit. Hi, Tessie. I can't hear you very well, Tessie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, that's a lot better. Oh,
All right.
Solantine, Soli Egbe,
Hi, Adeline. Hi,
we're
Goretti. Hello.
we're really missing Soli on this conversation because she too is an amazing. She's got a lot to say on this, and she's such a straight talker, which is one of the things I really like about her as a human being. So, if you can keep trying, to join Soli, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that even if it's for the last 15 minutes, we're going to carry on that conversation with you. So back to Tessie. Tessie, there's some questions. You and Adeline can take it. Why did they become a clique? I think that's from Sharp. I think that Adeline has kind of explained it, but let's hear your take on that.
Well, I think I missed part of that, but so sorry, I'm going inside because I'm running out of battery, so I need to.
Okay. Let me remove you onto your back completely and let Adeline and I continue with the conversation. Ade, why do you think? I think we've talked about it, but then just explain it again. Why do people become a clique?
No, I think you become part of a clique because you identify some similarities with the person. You see that you share the same value, you love the same things, you're almost the same age group, so there's this thing that bonds people together. And if you look at your circle very keenly, when you were younger and growing, you will see that you have a lot of people who came together back in the days, and over the years they fall out. Only the people with whom you truly connect with, associate yourself with, are still together.
Yeah.
Those who respect you, you respect them. Those you know inside out, those who share the secret with you, those who trust you, believe in you. So you will see that even amongst, Goretti, you can testify. You have friends that, yeah. So that's why you become a clique in the first place. You become a clique in the first place because you are. Maybe you don't agree with that, Dorothy, but I have the most amazing group of 12, 15 women friends.
Adeline, I'm not calling your group of friends a clique.
Okay.
See, a clique of girls, because I know your group of friends, right?
Okay.
A clique of girls will not accept anybody else in their midst. But your girls are very open. Like if I'm not their friend, but you guys have your thing, and I'm Rachel is like, my friend, are you coming? I'm a friend to you guys separately.
Yes.
Your girls are always open to anyone coming to join you. There is no insecurity among them, which I don't think that using your group of friends is the best. I'm saying that because I know them personally, but I'm just saying that just look around you, and see. Soli is here. Let me see before I bring Tessie if I can join Soli. Soli, any luck? Still no luck.
Goretti, if you had told me where, Soli, do you want someone to come to you?
Send me
a private message. Send me a private message. Let me see if I can get someone to come to you. I really think if we had done this 30 minutes ago, it would have been easier.
Sorry, it literally went out like just before we went on air, literally like 15 minutes. But anyway, so while we let Tessie, hi, welcome. Again.
Hello.
Are you happy? So tell us about. And for those who are just joining, because there are a lot of people joining in now, we're talking about cliques. Mimi Kwepo says self-identification, knowing self and being able to stand as an individual. I think, Sha, that answers your question. That's why cliques are formed. It's important to know that we live as a society, and if we're going to bridge the gap and catch up with the old boy cop. Okay, Mimi, you're very pro woman. I like that. She's very, her comments are on the screen. Yeah, she's very, very, very pro woman, as us women trying to find our way and break these cliques. Anyway, cliques in itself, it's again, Tessie, it's negative in that. How do you navigate cliques? Let's take it away again. I'm taking it away from the corporate world because not a lot of us as women are in such high positions like some of you girls are. A lot of us are just doing regular work and having to deal with women cliques. Let's talk about women cliques because this is a woman experience. How do you navigate cliques that you've come across or that you currently are just watching like these girls? How do you navigate?
Well, honestly, I think that definitely cliques do exist, but I think that first and foremost, you need to make sure that, I mean, I, for one, I don't pay any attention to things like that, to cliques. I've got a way of life that take things very, I'm very simple. And I know that cliques exist. I have a few of them around me, and I see a few of them, but I do not take notice of any of them. If I have a friend or I have a particular interest, there's someone I want to get something from, or I want that person to benefit, or I feel I've got something that I can share with some people, with individuals, I just go to them. I don't take notice of their cliques. I know they exist. I just make my way, penetrate people without giving them that attention or that notice. Because when you obviously give notice to those cliques, that's when, because like Adeline said, some cliques obviously are due to people form cliques because they're insecure. They want to protect something. And that's how I see it. Those negative cliques are because people feel insecure and they feel that you overshadow them. When you come into their cliques, you overshadow them for one reason or the other.
Okay.
So to be the big person, the way I go about that is I just do not take notice of it. I do I penetrate them when I want to penetrate them. And so far, I haven't had any blockages in any cliques that exist.
That's very good. Adeline, I'm just thinking
I have my way of going to people that I mean, I'm very plain. I'm a white paper. And unless you have a really, really negative mind, you need to I'll struggle to see why you wouldn't let me come into your life, especially when I'm harmless. So yeah.
So you present yourself as harmless and
I present myself as harmless, and I'd like to think I'm harmless, yeah. But the advice I'm giving is that do not pay notice to such cliques, especially if you've got something to offer or there's something you want to benefit from.
Or there's something you need from that clique, just go to
the
person you want to. Even if they say, I don't know, maybe let me talk to, you know, the head girl of the group or something. You still don't get it straight. I want to read Mimi's comment because she says the only thing I can say is that these cliques and clans can be positive if we use the bond to grow each other. Cliques shouldn't only be for negative thoughts or reasons. Mimi, the very nature of a clique is a group of people who want to over-sabi. That's the very, very nature of, that's why it's called that, a clique. The popular ones, it's the, all the attributes to a clique are negative. They are mean, they are show-offy, they are bullies. That's what a clique is. So we're just learning, and those are things that we deal with every day. Or well, not necessarily every day, but we will deal with at some point in our lives. And it's, especially as women, it's against women. So we're trying to find out, we can't all be really tough women like Adeline. We can't all be really sweet like Tessie, and harmless like Tessie. That can probably get to us, especially if a member of the clique picks on you, because then they have this other beehive that, you know, that join them to make your life a misery. I mean, if you ever went through that in secondary school, in primary school, at any time in your life, let's tell us how you dealt with that and how you identify or deal with them now as an adult. So if you had to deal with cliques, a clique of bullies as a young person, how do you see them as adults and how is your relationship? And Bate Oben says, I don't like my partner to have a cliques type friend relationship. Bate, why? I think that's the question I'm going to ask. Why? If your partner gets some kind of confidence from being a part of that group, or if your partner if it kind of boosts their self-esteem in any way, or maybe the friendship is very helpful and beneficial to say the house and everything, why would you still not want them to be there? If so many people,
correct.
Yeah,
correct. What I'm hearing from you here is that cliques obviously are negative. It's a negative group of it's a negative kind of friendship, isn't it? So friendship, I mean, true friendship is kind of works as partnership.
Yes.
So true friendship works as it's some kind of a partnership, and when it becomes a clique, then there's negativity going on behind it.
Yeah.
And the reason why somebody like Bate will not want his partner to get involved in anything like that, because he's not drawn to negativity. He probably wants his partner to have true and real friendship with anybody she wants to have, instead of joining having a clique Because what you find what cliques tend to do is that they spend their time talking about people, spend their time doing things that will not help them. So yeah, I think it's only people who have very low self-esteem that get into cliques. That's how I say it.
Mabi Abuno is asking what are cliques. Mabi, by definition, a clique is a small select group of people that have a lot in common and feel connected to one another. But the characteristics of cliques is that they tend to ostracize anyone that tries to become a part of their group. They're very selective in how they go after whoever they want to belong to that group, and then everyone else is very openly excluded. And then they tend to be very mean to anyone who tries to attach themselves to them if they are not invited. So that's a clique. I mean, we saw that a lot. A lot of us who went to boarding school, we saw that a lot. Children who came from a particular town tended to bond, and some of them tended to be quite mean. Adeline, are you still there? So Betty has a comment. She says all cliques have a lifespan, and if you check in the long run, some members will fall off. If they stay strong to old age, I'm afraid they may have all been very insecure, especially if none experienced personal growth and shared this with the others. Yeah, I think that's part of what Adeline was saying, right, Tessie?
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, our guest of today was supposed to be Solantine Egbe, Soli Egbe. She's a Cameroonian actor. She starred in the movie Woman, which gave the idea of the Woman Experience show. I mean, just before we came on live, Soli Egbe's audio went off, and so we literally live had to invite our guests. So Tessie and Adeline have been very gracious to join us. Adeline is backstage. Hello. And just for us to keep the conversation going. Again, one of the conversations that Soli Egbe and I were going to have was about on cliques within the entertainment industry, because it is really rife. I can speak for the entertainment industry. People tend to work together. Which sometimes can be a good thing, but then it can be very, again, exclusive and almost ostracizing, if that's a word. Like you would see the same people acting in everybody's movie. You understand? And even if they are not qualified for it, they just continue to do things together, which is often not beneficial to any industry. So we've been talking to Adeline and on the corporate side of cliques, how she's been able to deal with this. She's given us some really fantastic answers. If you're joining us, you go back and watch it, you learn a lot. And we're talking to Tessie with real life. We find out Adeline tends to find out how she can be of benefit to them, and then draws them out. And then Tessie presents herself as very harmless and then gets her way. Now, if you want to be on the show, please let me know and I'll just send you the link, and then you join us so that we join in the conversation. Girls, so if you find that one of your friends or your loved ones is a member of a clique, and you know for certain that it's not beneficial to her or them, how do you extract them? I'm going to use that word because you have to be really technical. So how do you get them out of that group? Adeline, you're the only one.
Yeah, I think already that's a very difficult thing to do. And as a person, you need to understand that people want different things in their life at different times. So removing somebody from where it's just like you're telling your son or your daughter not to play Minecraft, you know. At one point, it is difficult. In life, we always know that the more you try to get somebody out of a very difficult relationship, the deeper they get into it's like domestic violence, you know. Yes. So the benefits or the way you can do something like this is to try and see how you can hone their particular skills or their particular talent, and see how you can get them to see who they are. Because remember, I mentioned earlier that when it comes to cliques or negative cliques, people feel, the insecurity, as you've mentioned, they always feel, oh, because I cannot do this on my own, I need this person to be able to survive. You see what I mean? And I think Betty had a very interesting point up there, which you on the screen, which you took off. I don't know if you exhausted that, but Betty said something about identifying yourself, identifying your key points, and being part of a clique. It has a lifespan. That's what Betty said. Yes. Okay, all cliques have a lifespan.
Yes.
And if you check in the long run, some members will fall off.
Yes.
That is so true, Betty. That is so true. And for you, who is a family member or a friend, to say, I want to go and pluck Tessie out of this clique. I mean, between us, I remember back in the days, my husband back then was like, oh, I don't want you, but because at that time we were clique. I mean, as you said, Goretti, over the years we've become sisters and friends, but at that time we were a clique. And he was like, oh, I don't want you to be. But the more he said, I don't want you to be, the more I wanted to be part of this group. So what I mean, I think it might be by chance that we see the same people, the same group, because he came to understand that it's harmless. But you let them go, and the time will come when they will exhaust their lifespan, their time frame in that group, and automatically they'll fall off. The minute their eyes becomes open, they'll fall off.
Tessie, what have you got to say to that? If you found out your husband was part of a clique where I don't know, all they did was drink and think about their future, how would you try and get your husband out of that clique, or your friend, your loved one, or anyone that you cared about?
So I think everybody has a purpose in anything they do. And just like Betty said, actually, if someone joins a clique, sometimes you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Someone might join a clique because there's something they want to get from that clique. But it should have a lifespan. And if they don't if there's no growth, no personal growth, then it means they themselves, that person is a problem, or that person obviously is just a proper negative person. So if my husband, for example, joins a clique, or I find that he is a member of a clique, I'll probably give him some time to see what he wants to get from there, or what he is actually offering to that clique. I'll give it some time, obviously, and I'll have my eyes on him. And if I see that he's benefiting, or there's anything he's getting from there, okay, I'll wait to see how he grows from whatever he's taking from there. If there's no growth and it's all bringing negativity obviously will penetrate at home. He'll bring it home. If there's nothing he's getting from there, then he will have to leave the group.
Okay, so anyway, let me read. B Mama says Tessie is always supporting. So Tessie, you're known for really truly being harmless. So you're saying that your interest in getting a loved one out of a clique is only going to be if you think that it's beneficial to them. If you find that it's harmless, then you're good with that. So
yeah,
Crystal says,
well, at the same time, Goretti, you're saying that there's not that cliques are negative circles.
That's what a clique is by definition.
Yeah. However, some people could start a clique as obviously with the negativity around it, and then it becomes a consulting circle. Consulting circle in the sense that they end up realizing that it's not yielding them any fruit, and they want to learn from each other. So they make it to become a consulting circle. But because they already had that that identity or that reputation that it's a clique, people who sit out and watch them will feel that it's all what is going on there is negative, is negativity, but they're actually using it as a consulting circle.
You are taking me to the next question. Oh, yes, it does, clearly, because you're taking me to the next thing I wanted to ask about cliques. But before we go there, Christelle says, I think cliques are sometimes and most of the times, sometimes mean, and most of the time, they are mostly mean set of people who both share the same characteristics. And Lorraine says, cliques, bad news. If you love your life, be neutral. They engage in gossip, rumors, name calling. They make fun of others and bully those who do not fit with their supposed group. Again, that's the nature. That's why they come together. But Mimi says cliques don't have to be negative. I don't ever remember being part of a clique, but I know for sure that if women get together and work together, call it clique or whatever, powerful is what comes to mind, if you ask me. Yes, you're leading me to one of my final questions, Mimi, but let's read. Betty says it's like understanding fire can burn you if you touch it. It's a personal journey. You let them try, let them be, let them learn. Yeah.
You see, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
See, Betty, everything, it's like domestic abuse, right? You know that would you stop trying to get a loved one out of a domestic abuse situation because you're thinking, you know what, this thing is their marriage, is their personal journey, let them learn, let them try. When they've had enough, they'll leave? Or will you really know that, you know, I know my person, this is not where my person should be?
Great.
I know it's hard. Cliques, you let people figure out. I'm saying this because so many of us as women, we're currently going through it now. We're probably part of cliques. We're probably being bullied by cliques.
Can I say something, Goretti? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, let's bring it back to real life, right? And let's be honest. You would only get someone out of, so yeah, if you feel that your loved one or somebody in your family is involved in domestic violence or is going through domestic violence, obviously you want to get them out of that. But this domestic violence thing that we talk about all the time, sometimes you need to actually be in the house. You need to be involved in that relationship to understand if there's domestic violence going on, because you might just realize that your loved one is the one who is obviously instigating all of that. And is so you need to be careful. And this goes exactly to the whole clique thing as well. If you find that your loved one is in a clique, you may want to take time to understand why they are in that clique. Do you see what I mean? So try to wear their shoe. Don't just rush and say, I want them out of it, because they might be benefiting from it. It goes back to what I'm saying. And let's be honest here, we have friends, we all have friends. And sometimes in life, we just want to have a laugh. And some people just feel threatened. They just feel intimidated when they see a group of maybe beautiful girls, intelligent girls, and they call it a clique. It might not necessarily be a clique. And you, myself, Adeline, can have a group that we just meet every now and then and talk and laugh. And we are humans. That's the truth. That's the honest truth about life. We would talk about something that has to do with someone, which means indirectly we're talking about somebody. But as long as we're not saying it to that person's face, that's the way I see it. We're not disrespecting that person by saying it to that person's hearing. I don't see that one like saying I'm bullying, or because humans must talk about humans.
Anyway, you are trying to be too nice, but I hear you.
Must talk about humans, and it's just how you go about it. I'm not trying to be too nice, Goretti. That's tasty for you.
Anyway, Tessie, there's a question from
we cannot pretend that we don't talk. We talk, but don't try not to be too disrespectful. Give everybody due respect, if only it is earned.
All right, thank you. Let me ask this, Adeline. There's a question for you, Adeline. When you became part of a clique, was that by design or just a part of growing up?
Maybe I think it was part of growing up. And back in the days, trust me, it was a clique. And as Tessie said it in a very nice way that, maybe not. But what I'll say is that the impression that people had about us back in the days, it was totally, those Birmingham girls, you don't want to go there, you don't want to get there. But over the years, we now see that it was not just a clique, it was sisterhood. Because if we were 10 friends back then, we are 10 friends today. Tessie, you can testify. So maybe back then we were younger, we were sassier, we're doing all these things. I mean, you wouldn't come into our circle, because till today they'll still say the Birmingham girls, and they'll know what we're talking about. I mean, if you know, you know.
Adeline, I hear you.
Yes,
I think
it wasn't by design. It was part of growing up. And to be honest, we did all the things that Goretti is explaining. We were mean, very mean when we had to be. We were gossipy, very gossipy where we had to be.
It's a consulting circle, isn't it? Today it's a consulting circle.
Yes, it was.
so Adeline, so that ties into Betty's point when she said that all cliques have a lifespan, and then if you undergo personal growth, it will probably come to an end. Okay, I like that. Betty again is saying abuse is different. Yes, Betty, abuse is different, but I think it was the closest thing, example or comparison I could use to understand if something is not beneficial to somebody. I want to bring in somebody who is new to us. Soli Eric, thank you for tuning in. He says, cliques should motivate. It depends on how you look at them. In life, you're always going to meet many people with domineering personalities, the loud, the obnoxious, those that noisily take their claims in your territory, dreams, vision, and everywhere else they set foot on. I think what I'm trying to make clear is that we understand what a clique is, right? Which says, Lauren says, make it clear by definition, cliques are bad, period. We can't confuse them with other social groups. So I think Adeline and Tessie and everyone watching, what they were trying to say is that we need to identify cliques, call them by their names, because the whole point of this conversation is so that all of us women, you know, it benefits us in one way or the other. So that if you're sitting somewhere at work and you were thinking, oh, maybe those girls are just girls who like to hang out by themselves, but you begin to identify the characteristics of that group so that you know that, okay, this is not right. Do you understand what I mean?
You will never know, Dorothy. You will never know. You will never know if this is not right or this is not wrong, because Tessie, you will agree with me. It's about how you feel. If you are part of a group, it is about how it makes you feel and not how it makes the other person feel. So you will never know if you're part of that group or you're part of a good group. Now, looking back at back, I'll always come back to myself because I'm an example. Looking back at then, you know, perfect. It was never a bad group. Never ever. You give me that in 20 years' time, I'll pick it all over again. Okay. See what I mean? Adeline. This will come by Betty that if it was a clique, we would have fallen apart, isn't it?
Yeah, but
then we're stronger even 10 years, 12 years. So you will never know if you're part of a bad group or not, really. I mean, you will know after, but while you're part of that group, you can never say, oh, I'm part of this bad group, let me leave. Because it makes you feel good, extremely good. You're in the, you are in the upper hand. You're the one who is showing off. You're the one who is, oh, I'm going to this party today, I'm going to wear this. And the whole clique comes and say, oh, you look sassy. Even when you look yummy, not so yummy, you have all this compliment and it makes you feel good. That is what cliques do. It makes you feel good.
Adeline, so you're saying that when somebody is a part of a clique, you're oblivious to the effect that you're having on other people who are not part of that clique or who want to join you. So this is what I'm saying, that the whole point of this conversation, I guess, is that we need to make people aware that, look, when you have a group of friends, if some of you are being mean to others, acting clique-like, you need to be able to identify it, and so that you know, and just call it out. Does that make sense? As women now.
Yeah, I think.
How do you identify it now?
Sorry?
Goretti, can I come?
Oh, no. So let's say I'm part of yours. So say me, you, Tessie, are a clique of girls who are at all the parties. And then let's say when we go to the parties, maybe there's this other girl who probably likes one of us and wants to be our friend. And every time we see her, we're like, see that one, I beg, like maybe to their face, or even not to their face, but provocatively. We have to understand that what we're doing is wrong.
Goretti, let me just say something there. Sorry. The first thing to note is that you need to know your worth.
Adeline, your video is not very clear. I'll remove you and then bring you back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I think we all can.
Yeah, you need to know and understand your worth.
Okay.
Don't sell yourself cheap. Don't sell yourself cheap. Don't feel intimidated by people. If you see a group of friends you consider a clique, and you want to be part of that group of friends, obviously there's something in them that is attracting you. So you need to obviously know that, well, they can obviously be thankful to have me kind of make yourself feel, make them see the need to have you in that group. Why would you want to join a clique anyway if you think it's bad?
You probably
It means
don't.
you're also a bad person.
No, some people have low self-esteem. They just want to belong somewhere. You understand? Some people just want to belong somewhere. Or again, some people deep down, most times it's identification. You want to identify.
It's almost like an interview now. Then get the job. Try and sell yourself to them. You know, sell yourself to them. Go and tell them that, look, I'm really admiring this group. I love you guys. I love you girls, and I want to be part of you. And most of the times when you are direct with, when you're direct with people, they embrace you. They do really embrace you. If you really admire them, you want to join the clique, just tell them that you want to join the clique.
So everybody who is watching, I don't know, Adeline, you're back. You're a lot clearer now. I have new comments. Cliques, Rudolph Baye says, cliques are beneficial for the group members and mostly against non-members. It's got both negative and positive effects. It helps individuals to build self-esteem sometimes and many more, and vice versa, which is the next part of the conversation that I'm coming. Even though, so I mean, in every conversation, right, we try and play two sides. Even though cliques are generally mean, they all have a negative connotation to them. Couldn't there be an argument for that, or should there be an argument for that, as long as these cliques are helping each other? We should stop viewing them as that, as negative.
The only thing I would say is that girls should try to be mature enough. If you have a group and you call yourself a clique, or you prefer to call yourself a partnership, you prefer to call it a partnership, you do not have to accept everybody that wants to be part of that group. And if you do not feel that they share the same dream with you as a group, do it respectfully. That's all I'm saying. You do not have to let them in, but just do it respectfully. Even if you sit and talk about people, you sit and gossip people's names, try to do it in a decent way, because I do understand that we are all humans and we talk, but do it in a way that would not make people feel belittled. We cannot take away the fact that these things exist, these things happen, people talk, but we have to try and we need to try to give people respect, because life, go on,
Desi.
No, I was just going to say that this life, I mean, we try to overcomplicate things in life, and life is very short. This COVID-19, this pandemic should be teaching us a lot of lessons. For how long have we been staying at home? Have we been locked down? We cannot go anywhere. Life is too short. Try to be nice. There's nothing, I mean, it doesn't take, it's not too difficult to be nice to people. I don't like everybody in this world. Don't come across that way.
About being nice.
Adeline differs.
I don't think it's about being nice, Tessie. I truly don't think it's about being nice. I'll just go back to what Dorothy is saying, that you go to a party and you see a girl who wants to be friends to your group, and Tessie, you're saying, oh, just go and act nicely. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
If you don't want that girl to be part of your group, just tell them nicely at the line. Tell them nicely.
There are some people who can walk up to me. I'm not demeaning anybody, but first thing, attitude is more important than facts. You can walk up to me 20 million times, 20 million years, want to be nice and want to join my circle of friends, I'll call it that way. But honey, you're not going to pull in, you're not going to come in, because personality is very important. Facebook we might have our Facebook pages, but we see and we know people based on what they post, based on what they share, based on how they behave, based on how they think. There are certain people I would definitely not want to associate myself with. It's not that I'm not being nice, but I'd rather.
But that's you. But you're being judgmental there.
No, I'm not being judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just being cautious. It is these things are two different things. I am being cautious.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, this is about you. This is about who you want to let in, who you want to let out.
Okay.
So it's not about being nice. It's about you positioning yourself in a way that if someone comes up and say, "Hey, Adeline or Tessie, how are you doing today?" Or if you see your phone ringing, you will say, "I want to pick that call," or "I don't want to pick that call."
Mm-hmm.
You have to be clear about these things, cliques or no cliques.
Okay, so Mabi Abuna is saying we are social beings. So by social beings, are you saying, Mabi Abuna, I'm asking, are you saying that because we're social beings, we naturally gravitate towards each other and form cliques? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. So
I think
Eric,
that's what she's saying, yeah.
I'll take this off and just read. We need to understand that life is like a bowl of cherries, my dear sisters. Some cherries are rotten, while others are good. It's your job to throw out the rotten ones and forget about them while you enjoy eating the ones that are good. So he's definitely agreeing with Adeline. Adeline, my sister, you came in like a mean girl, like, no.
Adeline, you're not nice. You're not nice. You're not nice at all, my friend. See, Adeline, if you know you be my friend, whether you like or not, you could be my friend. That's the thing. You could be my friend because that's why I say you have to sell yourself. You need to make people see the value, see your value. You need to make people see the need to have you in their
hard
center.
work. That's hard work because these values and yourself, it just goes. The minute you can be, but there is always this thing that make people see who you are.
Yes, you can't hide.
Sometimes you might say people don't believe me, people judge me, people don't think I'm telling the truth, people them da. This all depends on how you've positioned yourself, the number of lies you've told, the number of things you've done. If somebody doubts you, you need to question yourself. Step back and think, oh, Tom, Dick, and Harry, all three of them have the same impression about me. Why? So you work on your personality, you work on your attitude, you work on it before.
Adeline, which your point makes me want to extrapolate this thing of cliques just that little bit more to people within the community who are a certain way, but like they don't realize they're a certain way, and then if you call them out on their bullshit, it becomes as if you're doing it's a bad thing you've done. Does that make sense? Like or like so you're jealous when certain way, call them out on it, and they're like, I beg, she's jealous of me because of whatever.
And if you see, I mean, I'll just say it like an onlooker. If you see people always saying, oh, they're talking about me, they're blocking me, they're jealous of me, they're me, they've done they've hacked my account. Insecurity. Number one, insecurity. Because if not, why are you even, as we say in Italian, why do you even want to be bothered?
No, I think I'm
messages because they admire you, they want to die. I mean,
Adeline, Mabi says animals survive in a pack. Why not humans? It's part of humanity. So Mabi's argument, I think, is in favor of people should gravitate to the people that they align with, which is not exactly what we're saying. We're just saying that if you're gravitating towards a group of people that you just match, but you're trying to oppress others, you should recognize that is not normal behavior.
Alright, I'll just pull back to a few months ago. I hosted a conference called the Alpha Female, Creating a Pact. Maybe you're right, creating a pact. A pack, you cannot be a dog and you want to belong to a wolf pack. A pack, you must share the values. You must have similarities. Even if you don't have all similarities, the pack must be able to hone it, to guard you, to nurture you. But if you are, but you unfortunately, before that can happen, you cannot be a dog and you expect to come into a wolf pack and become a wolf. No matter how they try, you're going to be a dog. You're going to be a dog, and they're going to kick you out because you are a dog. So we must be clear about certain things in life. Cliques or no cliques, correctly, positive or negative. The good thing that I'll say, that I'll point out is that the negative cliques are usually part of the rejects. Part of the rejects that most people cannot accommodate. So they will find themselves together because they can tolerate each other meanness, each other nasty. Sorry, I think I'm just
go on, go on. I like the. I mean, go on. I mean, you're being very straight. So we're all
yeah. So once you've been rejected from a circle, and then you find that circle who this group of men or women who embrace you, adores you, you're gonna hang in there, no matter how much bullshit you take at the back. You will just stay in there because you're being valued, you're being identified as part of this person's group. We should all have our group as
and the social clout or social capital.
And then you become mean because now I'm finally accepted. You guys can have my,
Okay. So everyone's laughing at your comments at the line. There's Marcelo says, do they pay? I'm going to take it off because it covers their faces. Do they pay salaries in these cliques? Because some girls have this identity mentality. They try to be friends with the happening people around just because they want to be identified with X and Y. I think these cliques happen naturally depending on our environment. Could be job related, colleagues. There's always a reason why people congregate. So people go where they fit in, not be by force to go Dubai. I think not be by force to go Dubai. I think she's kind of agreeing with you, Adi.
Yeah.
And well, let me read. Sorry, there was another comment that I really wanted to read. Life is too short. There is nothing. I think it's Alan said doubting. There's nothing like anyone doubting you. If there's anyone you need to prove a point to, that should be you and you alone. So, ladies, let us bring it back. We are all of us are mothers. All of us, well, most of us who are watching, I don't know about the audience, we're mothers. We're raising children. What are we? Because our children will meet this group of people. What are we telling them? What would you be teaching your little daughter or your son, or what will you teach your children on how to handle cliques? Because when they are younger, cliques are bullies. They're a group of bullies. When they're younger, that's how they present themselves. They are bullies. That's what they are. But as we begin to get older, as Betty said, cliques tend to have a lifespan. We hope that it dies out. But then when we come back as in adulthood, we meet them as in whatever form we meet them. We meet them in Jangi groups, we meet them in meetings, we meet them at work. How do we prepare our children to deal with this as they grow up? With all we've learned, right? So you understand the characteristics of a clique. How did you cope within that clique? Or maybe there was a clique that maybe when you were in secondary school you wanted to be a part of and maybe succeeded or not. With all our experience, anybody who is reading, what would you tell your 10-year-old or let's say 13-year-old who is going into the world on how to handle them? Why we think about Goretti, it's okay to call someone out on their bullshit, but how you do it matters. I'm a big advocate to loving thy neighbor, friend, enemy. That being said, you should call a sister in private. I mean, yeah, you tend to do that, but that's called gossip. It's true. But anyway, so I mean, does anyone want to?
Let's say you want to give it a go, because I personally. Okay, go on. I think you should.
Yeah,
first.
I was going to say that let's use Donella for example. If what I want Donella to the way I would like her to identify or avoid cliques when she grows up is by first of all teaching her if she has to make friends or has a group of friends, that friendship should be something she can be proud of. They should not spend their time talking or doing things that would not be of any benefit to them. And we know the society we live in today with children. These children, whether we like it or not, do still go through some kind of there's racism going on in schools. And my daughter obviously she tells me about it at home. So you need to first of all teach your kids to know that they are their lives matters. They are as the white children. Let me try and let me just call the spade a spade. The white children are not more than them in any way, any shape or form. So when you make your child or you make your children to see, to understand their value, they will go back to exactly what I said from the beginning. They would not take any notice of those cliques. And those people will chase them. They want them to be part of the group that they don't even want to become. They don't want to join. So you need to make sure that, you need to make your children to understand that
confidence.
Happiness, the happiness matters. People should value them. People should,
Okay, Adeline, what do you reckon?
I think I'll start by saying, Tessie, you're absolutely correct, but I'll start with the confidence, because once the child is confident, nothing is going to be beyond their control. I'll give you a good example. My daughter, she's 7, and she has a group of friends, and each time she comes back home, she'll tell me, okay, I play with Olivia, I play with Maggie, and then I play with Atana, I play with this, and I'm like, okay, you play with all these different girls. Do they all play with each other? And she's like, no, I am friends to all of them, but they are not friends to all of them. So clearly, I see that she's already created, she knows that Atana and Maggie are friends, so she'll play with them too. And she knows that maybe Bo and these are friends, and then she'll play with them too. And
Adeline, your network is acting up. Let me read some comments. Cecilia says, build your children's confidence, excuse me, from home. Now my voice, they need not struggle to belong, which agreeing with what you said, Tessie. I wrote a chapter on peer pressure in teens manual, digital copy at www.blika. So if we go on that website, we can read what Cecilia wrote on that. And Adeline, you're back.
Yeah, so I was just saying that, as Cecilia is saying, the confidence is the first thing. Number 2 is respect. If you feel somebody, a person you call your friend, does not respect you, then there is absolutely no point for you to stay friends with them. If they continue to do it over and over. And you also need to be very aware of how they treat others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you are not aware of how they treat others, then you're going to be, you might be considered the same, or it might rub off you. And now they're young, they pick up things and they grow. And you also need to teach your kids how to apologize, because it's not about, as I said earlier, it's not about it's about how you make the other person feel. And Goretti, this goes to what you were saying, that being mean to others, being that, it is just identifying that your action has hurt someone is truly important. And they should know when they hurt someone and apologize.
Thank you, ladies, ma'am. This conversation has been very, very, very informational, educational, entertaining. In short, it's ticked all the right boxes. I'm so grateful to you. Cecilia says, this is a great topic. Well done, ladies. Yay. Clap yourselves. Thank you.
We need to tell them impromptu.
Of course.
That's why you see I'm struggling to.
No, I bet.
I like impromptu.
Impromptu, it just worked perfect. If you're joining us now, our guest of today, this is why it's impromptu. I have to touch you. Who's that? Is that Tessie? Take that baby.
Who's baby? Dylan wants to be part of the
show. All right. So if you're just joining us, our guest of today was supposed to be Soli Egbe. But we were having technical issues from Cameroon just at the last minute. So at the very last minute, threw this conversation out to the audience, and Tessie and Adeline were gracious enough to join us. Tessie is an HR specialist expert. Adeline is the CEO of the Fab Afrique Media Group. Powerful ladies in their own right. So I'm really honored that you chose to come on to join this conversation and give your wonderful, wonderful insights. I think that kind of given us a little bit. Through this conversation, we've learned a little bit of your personalities, which is great.
But mind you, Goretti, it's completely different at work. It's
of course, because Adeline focused on the corporate side of it, and then we had.
I'm not nice at work at all. No,
Tessie gave us the life side of cliques. So I'm just going to read a few. Eunice, thank you so much. She says, great topic. Kudos, ladies. Mabia Buno says, well done, girls. Best of luck. Thank you. Laren says, kudos, ladies. Thank you so much. Ladies, thank you so much. You're being amazing. I'm going to take you off the stream. So I say goodbye. Thank you again. So thank you so much for everyone who was tuning in. My gosh, I'm so happy with the participation and all the contributions from all the guests. You guys were amazing. I think the whole thing was about talking about cliques, but not in the positive term. I mean, in as they are by definition, you know, mean, nasty, they tend to ostracize, the bully, and all of that. We were trying to have this conversation and bring it to the open, just because we're women. We're facing these things right now. We probably at work have this clique that are being bullies to us. We probably are experiencing our children maybe dealing with cliques. Cliques when they're younger, they appear as bullies. So we are having this conversation so that, again, we keep it at the front of our mind so that we can identify it. We know how to navigate our way through it. We can either choose to be, like Adeline was advising, find what they need. If there's somebody in the clique that has something to offer that will benefit you, find that thing, find something that you can offer them that they need, and then you get what you want to do, because this is life. While Tessie, on the other hand, was saying that, you know, we should be, she doesn't give, she doesn't really bother about that. She's just harmless. She goes, if she needs something from you and you're part of a clique that is bullying, she will go get it. But again, Betty said something, all cliques have a lifespan. So if cliques exist over a long period of time, we hope that with personal growth as humans, they will find that, okay, this is not beneficial to them, and they would separate. But then we're raising children, so we're bringing awareness to this. That's let's identify it among our community. Let's identify it in our children's lives and equip them the best way we know how, so that they can be able to navigate this thing called life in the most seamless way that they can. So thank you so much for spending an hour and a half with us. Appreciate you so much. This was episode 6 of the Woman Experience, and I hope that we did you justice. We continue again on Wednesday next week, and on Friday with conversations around the woman's experience in this thing called life. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on Wednesday. And Soli, we're going to reschedule with Soli, because Soli is an international a star. She really is an international actor right now. She's big in Nigeria and Cameroon, and we're going to find a way to bring her back so that we all benefit from what she has to offer. So thank you again, and I'll see you on Wednesday.